Hello and welcome. My name is Hela from Free Spirit Yoga. A lot of people suffer from headaches, whether it's tension headaches or migraines, and it's due to many reasons. Specifically, with the tension headaches, it's due to our lifestyles, our lack of sleep, stress, anxiety, and also tension in the neck, shoulders, and back. So, for today's class, we'll be doing some gentle stretching into the neck and shoulders and going into some yin poses to elongate the spine, loosening it up and relieving some of the tension in our backs. So, let's start with some gentle neck rolls, and we'll do this with our breath. First, we'll exhale, drop our chin towards our chest, and then we'll take our chin towards the right with our inhale. So, breathe in. And exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. And inhale, roll it to the right side. You're going to guide the circle with your chin. And then exhale as you come towards the left. And drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale, roll it up. Exhale, roll it down. One more on this side. Inhale. Exhale. And now at center, we'll reverse. So inhale, take it to the left, all the way up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, roll it to the left side. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And lift up. Our next pose is called twisted ropes, and we'll come onto our belly for this pose. You have the option of placing a bolster or a cushion beneath your belly for a little bit of lift if you need that. And you can also place your forehead onto the block or allow your head to drop down. So I'll grab my block with me, just in case I need it. Place it right here. Come onto my belly, extend my legs behind me. The way I do this, I'll place my right forearm in front of my left forearm and then start to walk my hands out. And then finally drop my forehead onto the block. Feeling the stretch in your shoulders. Feeling an expansion between the shoulder blades. And you want to breathe into the space. Softening your fingers and connecting with your breath. And on your next inhale, we'll start to walk our hands towards us, lifting up our head. Making sure that our movements are always gentle and deliberate. I'm going to place my left forearm in front of my right. And now walk my hands out and drop my forehead onto the block. Remembering that our block has 3 settings, I have it on the middle setting. For me, this seems to be a good height. You can always drop it down to the lower setting, or to even drop your forehead onto the floor. Taking one more breath here. And now start to walk your hands towards you, lift up your head. And maybe take a bit of a rebound, placing your palms one on top of the other and dropping your forehead onto the palms. Slowly lifting up. So for our next pose, we're going to do some stretching into the neck once again. So I'm going to take my fingers and interlace them behind my back and swing it over to my left hip and look towards the left. Because I'm swinging my hands to the left side, this allows my right shoulder to drop down. Just going to look to the left without straining and breathe. Breathing into the space between the neck and the shoulder. You want to drop your shoulders down. One more breath. And now drop your interlaced hands behind you. You want to push your hands away, open up your chest, open up your shoulders, and then drop your chin towards your chest. Releasing, slowly lifting up the chin. And with my interlaced fingers, I'm going to bring it all the way over to the right side this time, looking towards the right. Once again, softening into the shoulders, feeling into the stretch. Each one of us might feel it slightly differently. For me, I feel it in the front of my neck on the left side. I also feel it in the side of my neck going into my shoulders. Stay with your breath. Final breath. Releasing the pose, dropping your hands down, and coming back to center. Our next pose is a supine fish or a supported fish. And we'll do this with a block. And if you don't have a block, you can use a thick book or a rolled up blanket. So I'm going to grab my block. I'm going to place it first time horizontally. I can get my other block ready just in case I need it. Lying on my back. I'm going to allow this block to be right around my bra strap. So kind of touching my shoulder blades and allow my head to drop down. I'm going to take my arms to the side, palms facing up. Push the bolster away. My legs are extended, and I can allow my feet to flop to the side. You want to take any final adjustments until you feel a little bit comfortable. My shoulders are hovering right above the floor. I'm getting a really nice stretch into my middle back, into my chest area, into my shoulders. So you want to take a deep breath in and allow your shoulders to open up and melt towards the ground. Stay with your breath. You can close your eyes and enjoy the pose. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, start by drawing your hands towards you, bringing it close to your body. You can bend your knees, placing your feet onto the floor, roll over to one side, Take the block out from underneath you and place it to the side for now, rolling back onto your back, adjusting your hips, adjusting your shoulders. You can place your hands onto your belly. If your body's calling for it, you can always hug your knees towards your chest and rock from side to side. Now dropping your feet back onto the floor and rolling to your side. We're going to go ahead and place the block vertically this time. You can try it out with another block for your head. This is the gentle version. If you like, you can also take a more intense version where you bring the block onto the second level and place your shoulder blades right along this block. So I'm going to lower down, stabilizing this block, bringing my shoulder blades right around it, and then finding the other block and placing my head there. This actually feels nice for me. This is a little bit too intense for your back and too hard. You can always place a blanket onto the block or use one of those EVA blocks, the softer foamy blocks, rather than a cork block. So allow your feet to drop to the side. My arms are around 45-degree angle from my body, and my palms are facing up. My fingers are curled in, they're soft. I'm going to take a deep breath in. Expand into my chest and allow my shoulder blades to drop down. So we're opening up into our upper back and our mid back. And there's also a gentle back bend in the lower back. We spend a lot of our time hunched over our devices. So a lot of people have rounded shoulders or kyphosis. So this is a great way to open up into our shoulders and into our upper back. If you feel your body's tensing up, try to take deep breaths in and allow your muscles to relax, unfurl. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, you can bend your knees slightly, placing your feet onto the floor. Once again, tilt to one side. Remove the block from underneath you, placing it on the side. Lift up your head. Place your block away from you and drop your head onto the mat. Now bring your knees towards your chest, rocking your knees from side to side, massaging your lower back. Now rolling over to one side, pushing yourself up into a seated position. For our next pose, we're going to do some stretching into the side body and some forward folding, once again, to relieve that tension in your back. So what I'll do is, first of all, I'm going to use this block to place my forearm on it, and then open up with my left hand all the way above my head, lifting up and over. Remember, the tendency here sometimes is to collapse into the right side, but we want to lift up and extend. You can relax both your hands. And as soon as you start to feel tingling in your fingers, you can always drop your hand, breathing into your side body. You want to open up into the armpit, allowing your chest to be open, pushing your elbow back. Your gaze can be anywhere that is comfortable for you, whether straight or looking down, or maybe looking to the side. Don't worry, we won't be here too long. And now I'm going to look over to my right knee and slowly forward fold. Remembering always to honor our edge in Yin Yoga, arriving where you arrive naturally without pushing or pulling. If you're naturally open, you can always lower down. You can place your forehead onto the block, allowing your head to be heavy. Softening into your arms, softening into your hands. Rooting into the left sits bone so it doesn't come off the ground. And noticing where you feel the stretch here. Noticing how over time the stretch might start in one spot and then kind of migrate into another area. So exploring these sensations, exploring the stretch in your lower back, perhaps in your left hip, all along your spine. Taking a deep breath in and softening. Let's take one more breath. Drawing your hands towards you, pushing up into a seated position. Let's switch the cross in our legs before we repeat on the other side. I'll take my block, I can place it onto my left, drop my forearm on it, and then open up and over, stretching up. Remembering not to collapse into the left waist. We're reaching up and over. And on your next inhale, slowly face your left knee, slowly walking towards the left knee, getting your block ready if you need it, if you have it. And remembering this side might be a little bit different. I might not be as open as I was on the other side. So wherever I arrive today, I meet myself there. This movement might be a very small movement for some. It might be up here, and that's okay. So long as you're feeling the stretch. Remember, we're not striving to look in a certain way. We're striving for a sensation, some stretch. Root through your right sits bone. Try to keep it down. Check to see if you're holding on to your breath. Keep breathing. And rest your awareness on your breath rather than on the chatter in your brain. Remembering that a lot of these tension headaches are due to stress, and much of the stress is due to overthinking. One more breath. Slowly lift up. Notice how you feel. Take a few breaths here. Next is melting heart. Melting heart is wonderful because there's a bit of a back bend in the lower back and also opens up into your upper back and your chest. So coming onto your hands and knees, you can keep this block just in case you need it for your forehead. So your wrists are below your shoulders and your knees are below your hip joint. You're going to walk your hands out and lower down, melting your heart towards the ground. For this pose, I'm going to draw my arms slightly towards me and drop my forearm and drop my elbow onto the ground. Remembering that my focus area here is my back. So I want to send my tailbone all the way up, feel a gentle back bend in my lower back, and allow my heart and my chest to drop in between my shoulder blades. finding the rhythm of your breath, being present in your body, and enjoying the stillness. Final breath. Draw your hands towards you, placing it beneath your shoulders, and you're going to lift up. Coming into a seated position. And noticing how you're feeling after melting heart. Noticing the sensations in your lower back and in your upper back and your shoulders. People with tight shoulders find melting heart quite challenging, me being one of them. So continuing stretching into our back, we'll be doing caterpillar with a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can use a cushion or maybe a pillow. You can also use a blanket to place beneath our knees. So this is my bolster. Place it right here. This is my blanket. I'm going to roll it to place it beneath my knees for a little bit of support. So placing this rolled up blanket beneath my knees because I'm focusing on stretching into my back. So it's okay for my knees to be a little bit bent. Take the bolster, place it in between my feet. And this movement comes from the hip joint, not from my shoulders. So I'm going to start to lower down. And once again, this might look like just a few centimeters for some people. Other people have a little bit more opening and are able to drop down a little bit further. You can adjust how close you want this bolster to support your head. You can place your hands onto your shins or onto the floor, remembering that we're not reaching. Our feet are neither pointing or flexing. Everything is soft. Let's adjust this a little bit. I'll place my hands on my shins. My belly's compressed in this pose, so I'll feel the breath in between my shoulder blades and my upper back. Remembering in other types of yoga, there needs to be engagement in the muscles in the back, and you need to straighten your back. But in yin yoga, we're allowed to round our back and allowed to round our shoulders. Barring any issues with slip disc, then you need to engage your back to protect the slip disc. So once again, we want to soften. Maybe wiggle your toes, release any tension in your feet, your calves, and your thigh muscles. Noticing where you're holding on to tension. You may be finding yourself focusing on your to-do list or what you're going to be doing after you finish this video. But I invite you to be more present. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy the sensation. Rather than project into the future and live in the future, be here now. Be here in this pose. Remember that one of the principles of yin yoga is stillness, and there are two exceptions to this rule. One being if your body starts to open up, releasing tension, and you start to go a little bit deeper into the pose so you can forward fold a little bit more. Or if you start to feel pain, numbness, or tingling, then you need to take it a little bit back. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, can allow the bolster to drop onto your lap as you lift your head up. I'll send my hands behind me. My fingers are pointing to the front. Once again, open up your chest, push your shoulders back, lift up your chin. This is our counter pose for caterpillar. And release. I'm going to place the bolster right behind me. And come into a supine fish. Once again, but this one is with a bolster, so it's much gentler, much softer, and you really can sink into it and relax. You have the option of either extending your legs in front of you or placing both feet together in butterfly. If you need to, you can always place a block beneath your thigh or beneath your knee for a little bit of added support. You can even use the rolled up blanket here. You can do it this way. Taking your hands by your side. Once again, palms are facing up. Taking any final adjustments. And now sink into the bolster with your upper body. Let's take one more breath. If you have your legs extended, you can bend your knees and place your feet onto the floor. And if you have your feet together in butterfly, you can slowly close up your knees together, lifting them up and placing your feet onto the floor and drawing your hands towards your body. You can place it on your belly. Just take a breath here. And now tilt to one side, roll the bolster away from you, and come back onto your back. You can rock your knees from side to side. For my next pose, I'll take a block and place it right beneath my sacrum, the flat part of my lower back. So engaging your core, lift up and place this block right at the end of your back. You don't want it to go into the vertebra. You're going to tuck your shoulders in slightly, bring your hands close towards you. So once you feel stable and the block is not digging into the vertebra, you want to be sure to tuck your chin towards your chest so that you can feel a stretch in your neck. This is called a supported bridge. And it's very relaxing. On your next inhale, once again, engage your core, lift up your hips, remove the block from underneath you, and slowly lower your spine, vertebra by vertebra, rolling it down. Nice. And here we can hug our knees towards our chest once again, rocking from side to side, massaging the lower back. Dropping your feet towards the ground, I'm going to shift my hips slightly towards the right and drop my knees towards the left. Coming into a twist, I'm going to extend my arms to the side. This time I'm going to place my palms facing down. If you find that there's a space here, you can always take your blanket and place a blanket in between your knees. My gaze is up towards the ceiling, or I can tilt my head slightly towards the right, looking opposite of my knees. On your next inhale, slowly draw your hands towards you and look straight above you. Lift up your knees. You can swing your knees from side to side, bringing a little bit of movement in between the stillness. Repeating on the other side, going to shift my hip towards the left, drop my knees towards the right, extend my arms to the side, and I can look towards the left side this time, and you can place your palms facing up. Taking any final adjustments, and connect with your breathing. One more breath. Bring your gaze back to center, bringing your hands back to your belly, lifting up your knees. And can you rock from side to side? Adjust your hips. Now preparing yourself for Savasana. So I have my bolster here. I like to place it beneath my knees. You can drape your feet onto your bolster. I have my blanket. I'm going to lift myself up so that I can cover myself with a blanket. Remembering that Shavasana is the most important pose of the entire practice. This is a chance for you to integrate all the work that you've done, reaping all the benefit, and basking in the afterglow. Closing your eyes, your hands can be on your belly or by your side, palms facing up. You want to scan your body to make sure that there are no areas of tension, bringing softness to the entire body. And now bringing some movement into your extremities. Maybe open and closing your hands, pointing and flexing your feet. Rolling over onto your right side. You can roll the bolster away from you. Bring your knees closer towards your chest and take a couple of breaths here. And exploring how your back, your shoulders, and your neck feel. If you started off the class with a headache, notice if it's still the same or maybe it's less intense, or perhaps it's gone completely. Push into the ground, lift yourself up into a seated position. Keeping your eyes closed just for the last few moments. Taking the last few breaths together, in through the nose and out through the nose. And whenever you're ready, you can open up your eyes. Thank you very much for attending today's class. I hope you reach for this video the next time you have a headache or if you feel any stress in your neck and shoulders, and hope to see you once again on the mat.